those too.
Well, coming up next weekend, meaning not this Friday, but a week from Friday, a really fun presentation put on by the Theater Guild. It's called the Magic Jukebox. And today we have a couple performers from that wonderful presentation. We have Sandy O'Connor and Jeff Sinclair. Nice to see you both again.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, sir. This is going to be a lot of fun. And the music runs from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, all kinds of stuff.
We're real excited about it. I think the audience will be excited too, because they will have a real opportunity to become involved if they want to.
Right.
And we're even taking out the first row of seats so that there's dance room down front. And we have a cast of over 40. Jeff might want to talk about some of the great numbers that we're going to be doing in the show.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing a real nice rendition of Summer Nights. That's a very popular song.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to be doing my best Mick Jagger impersonation for Satisfaction. But there's great numbers in the show, starting off with Rock Around the Clock. What's really exciting and different about this show, I think, than most other shows is this is really an audience participation show.
Right.
And the fact that Sandy mentioned they're taking out the first row of seats so that we have a little bit of a dance floor. We're going to be doing the stroll. I keep wanting to call it the slide.
Oh, sure.
The stroll and,
yeah.
and all different kinds of stuff. We've got some laugh-in skits inside there with Artie Rosenstein and Eveline Hoffman.
So a little bit, obviously the music is the big part, but
Yes.
you'll have little skits in between.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How?
Go ahead.
I was wondering how, with obviously the thousands of songs to choose from, how did you choose the numbers that you wanted to do for the entirety of the program? But then, how did each individual? How did you decide? Yeah, I want to do this, and you want to do this, and
Well, our directors,
Yeah.
really picked the numbers, and they picked them in obviously for the era, but they also picked them for what was realistically the ability of the cast.
Okay.
We always have to deal with that,
Yeah.
but we're really fortunate that we have so many good voices in this show. So then we were able to do some numbers that are really quite challenging that we might not normally do because we have the voices.
Mm-hmm.
And the real star of the show is the jukebox.
Yes. Yeah.
So how does that come into play? Pun intended.
Well, you've got certainly the show's written by Sheila Bialka,
Yeah.
very creative, very talented writer, director, performer. David Deering, it's the first
Yeah.
time I've had the opportunity to work with David. He's amazing. They wrote the show, and they're the ones that actually chose the songs for the show. And again, picking, I think, some of the most popular songs from each decade, 50s, 60s, 70s,
That's hard.
80s. It's got to be pretty hard. Pretty
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
And, especially, at least in my view, the 80s is probably one of the hardest, and that is because 80s music has become so iconic because that was a time that music videos really came to their own. There were videos before them, but they were sporadic.
Right.
And the music was all over the map at that point. You had people, obviously, like Michael Jackson and Prince. You still had the Rolling Stones were out there, so you still had hard rock, Flock of Seagulls, you had the Bee Gees, you had, I mean, there was anything that you wanted during that time was there. Some of it was just quirky, but it made it fun.
Yeah, we're doing a Thriller dance routine, and that's going to be really fantastic.
That'll be good.
And another person who got involved in writing the show is a gal named Cheryl Stritch, who's been involved in Theater Guild for a long time. So she's the assistant director, and she also had a part in writing the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's also dancing and dancing numbers, and actually the cast dances almost through the entire show in one form or another. And then we have Carol Shallon, who most people know because she's not only been in a lot of shows and directed, but she also does 2 great numbers in which she dances.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah,
we have
fascinating
that.
about Carol is, and I just learned this the other day, there's a number done by Sharon Rosen, who is a phenomenal singer. She's doing White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane.
Sure.
And she just, I mean, if you close your eyes, you could see
Wow.
Grace Slick. And Carol Shallon, from what I understand, was originally in the video of that
Yes,
Really?
you can go
song.
online to YouTube and I found this out, and I found out that Carol was actually the dancer, the illusion. It's like an illusion dance, and she was the person. And so instead of replaying the video, because we're going to have a huge screen that's going to play all these videos from the past, we have Carol.
Wow.
Who looks amazingly like she did in the video.
I didn't even know there was a video because, of course, that song came out, in the late 60s, early 70s, where videos, certain bands, certain groups did do, they were film, but did do videos. It was
probably film. It was
right, and they were, sometimes they did some special presentation. Even if you went to their concert, they might have it on the screen. And then later on, sometimes they redid that for video. Yeah.
And David came up with this idea, I believe, where we're going to have a screen that's going to be basically showing shots from that decade, and we're doing a big Woodstock scene.
Great.
With Janis Joplin singing Mercedes-Benz as well.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
You're doing, pardon me, you're doing Mick Jagger.
I'm doing Satisfaction, Mick Jagger, obviously from the Stones. I'm also doing Summer Nights with Sharon Rosen and a group of other singers. And then I'm backing David Deering up for Your Mama Don't Dance.
Very good.
So, yeah.
And what about you?
Well, I'm involved in the group called the Blue Eyed Girls, which we do Bye Bye Love. And then all of us are in so much of the show. We don't all have big parts, but we're on the stage doing something almost all the time, which is a great deal of fun. One of the other interesting things about this show is David Deering was at Woodstock.
Yes, he was. He's come on and talked about it.
Yes, and so one of the scenes is a skit in which he recreates what actually happened when he was trying to get into Woodstock.
Right.
And a cop that actually helped him.
Yes, he told us about that.
And the cop that actually helped him get in. And so it's really sort of neat because it's actually,
bringing real life into the show.
Yeah.
Now, the eras that you have here, are you going time frame in order, or are you just mixing things out?
No, we're going
in order.
So obviously you're going to start with the 50s.
And the magic jukebox keeps us in line.
And it really is a jukebox.
And it's speaking to the audience and doing the history and bringing us through this whole thing. But one of the other unbelievably fun things, we're hoping you'll all come early before the show. We have a real live jukebox in the lobby, which we are filling with songs. And you can punch them for no cost to you. And we're hoping to get everybody singing and dancing before they even get in there.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. Who got the jukebox?
Well, you can do this. You can order it. So Sheila and David and Cheryl work together to find a company that provides it for a cost, of course. But they bring it in, and they're going to bring it in for all the shows. It'll be there to use at intermission, before the show, after the show if they want to. But it'll be loaded with a whole bunch of the music of all those eras, and then people will be able to pick their song and do whatever they want, dance, sing, whatever.
Yeah. And I want to mention also that I've been in a lot of shows here, and I've been, in a lot of shows that were fantastic. This is by far the best thing I've ever been in. We have a couple of brand new singers to the Theater Guild as well. Ray Grossman is coming in. He's actually singing The Stroll, and also Ferry Cross the Mercy.
Really good.
And then just a super talent, Leslie Stevenson. She's a professional singer for like 7 or 8 years with bands. She's coming in to sing, holy cow.
Chicago.
Sweet Home Chicago.
Sweet Home Chicago.
We're doing a Blues Brothers take on that.
Yeah.
So
with a
really
bunch of
fun.
Blues Brothers coming in and on the stage with their hats.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and of course, John Kelso and Karen Elliott are the two kind of main characters that kind of thread the whole story together. So it's going to be a blast. Get your tickets early because it's selling pretty fast.
Yeah, and it is a week from tomorrow it starts. So it's going to be Saturday the 20th at 7. Friday the 20th at 7. Saturday the 21st at 7, then a matinee on Sunday the 22nd at 2 o'clock. But you need to get your tickets because this is going to go fast. And you want to, it's reserved seats, so you want to get down close to the stage if you can. You can get
bring your
dance.
dancing shoes.
Okay.
Yes, and if you don't feel like you can dance, just move in your seat.
All right.
But we'll get you moving, and we'll be in that audience so much that they'll get used to us.
Very good. Sandy, nice to see you again.
See you
Jeff,
again.
good to see you again. Have a good time.
We will. We are having fun.
All right. We'll see you in just a moment. That's good.